All right, welcome back. On to this, it says OHANEZE. Security for Ndigho is my priority, said OBIOZOR. All right, the news in detail. President General of Apex Igbo Socio-Cultural Organization, OHANEZE Ndigho, Professor George OBIOZOR, has promised to make the security of the race one of his top priority. OBIOZOR, who also promised not to disappoint the Igbo, unveiled a 4-point agenda covering security, economy, education, and peace and reconciliation. Thanking Ndigho for electing him, OBIOZOR said, "I know this is no easy decision on the part of Ndigho or even my humble self, but I promise you all and my God that I shall take up the best of my ability to tackle the challenges and the responsibilities that come with the hallowed office with honor, dignity, dedication, decency, and decorum. My dream type of leadership is leader and manager model, using the most and best available efficient persons and instruments to achieve Igbo collectively defined objectives. I believe this can be done without malice, but with diplomatic dexterity, decency, candor, and decorum. Noting that his decision to contest for the office was not based on personal ambition or self-aggrandizement, which he said he had outgrown. The former ambassador to the United States of America said, "My most compelling necessity was service, a timely and crucial service at one of the most critical times in Nigeria's history with dire consequences, particularly for Ndigbo as a nation entity." All right. Indeed, not only has governance become both difficult and complex in Nigeria, but downright an existential threat to Ndigbo in particular. The Igbo dilemma in Nigeria has come at last, and the time requires a very careful and delicate skilled manager in the relationships between Ndigbo and other Nigerian nationalities, especially the national power elite. This requires a mature and experienced person with a capacity to build enough consensus to define and defend the interests of Ndigbo. Consequently, OBIOZOR said his 4-point priority agenda for Ndigbo are security, economy, education, peace, and reconciliation. His words, Ndigbo must be safe at home and abroad. Ndigbo must never again be victims of circumstances they did not create, nor can they control security of Ndigbo. Young or old will be a priority in my tenure. And security does not come alone, it comes with justice. Therefore, we must always seek justice, equity, and fairness, no matter how difficult or how long it takes to achieve them. For successful and continuous process and prosperity of Ndigbo all over the world, OBIOZOR said he would continue with religious zeal and commitment. The Southeast Economic Stabilization Fund, established by his immediate predecessor, Chief John Nwodo. On education, he promised to work with Igbo-speaking state governors to revamp the education system because The neglect of education has nearly thrown Ndigho into incremental irrelevance in Nigerian politics and other national events. Appealing for the support of Ndigho to achieve those objectives, he said, "We must make peace among ourselves. We must engage in healing Igbo land, spirit of reconciliation and harmony among Ndigho. Peace must reign in Igbo land." All right, and 23 men, 2 women leading Ndigho. Onto this one, to work with OBIOZOR in pursuit of these goals are 22 men and 2 women. All right, who were elected as members of the OHANEZE National Executive Committee. They include Chief Joel Crowham, Deputy President General Dr. Lawrence Hensley Chidozie, Vice President General Abia, Chief Afam Okeke Ogene, Vice President General Anambra, Chukwuemeka Festus Ogu, Vice President General Delta, Okeago Ogada, Vice President General Ebonyi, Mrs. Selina Egwoke, and Adibu, Vice President General Enugu, Ambassador Oke Emuche, Secretary General Chief Michael Nnakweze, Deputy Secretary General Mrs. Beatrice Eze, National Treasurer, and Chief Bartholomew Okere, Financial Secretary. Others are Chief Chidozie Alex Ogbonaya, Publicity Secretary, Joseph Obinama Ojobu, Legal Advisor Dr. Ezechi Chukwu, Assistant Treasurer, Chief Nicholas Nnamdi Eze, Assistant Financial Secretary, Dr. Gilbert Egu, Assistant Publicity Secretary, Mr. Peter Chidera Eneke, Assistant Legal Advisor, Comrade Oke Paul Nwankwo, State President, Abia Prince Emeka Festus Udodeme, State President, Anambra Prince Frank Nwando, State President, Delta, Dr. Peter Obasi Mbam, State President, Ebonyi, Professor Fred Eze, State President, Enugu, Mr. I.C. Ihemedu, State President, Imo, Mr. Lucky Achiniu Ekeji, State President, Rivers, and Elder Eugene Ibebuchi, Administrative Secretary. All right, onto this one, there's been a lot of reactions, and what we're talking about has been the fact that the OHANEZE has said that, as in the leader, the president of the OHANEZE Ndigho, talking about OBIOZOR, he has said that security for Ndigho is his priority. And then onto this, I think he has said a lot of things. Well, our prayer is that any promise that any of them had made will actually come to pass, come to be. And that has been the prayer onto this one, my people. Meanwhile, let me have your take on this, and remember